Good morning, friends. It's your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Saturday, January 22, 2022. The sun is in Aquarius today, and when the sun is in Aquarius, it's like the sun gets shown on those aspects of our own outer lives where we become like Aquarians as well. So we tend to sort of have a more outward looking perspective, be a little more heads up than heads down, and we're noticing the people around us, and we're collaborating with the people around us for the betterment of everybody. That's very much the Aquarian vibe. And Aquarius likes science, it likes information, and it takes information and it synthesizes it hopefully into better circumstances for all of us. So the sun is in Aquarius, so is Mercury in retrograde, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The moon began in Virgo today and will make ingress to Libra this afternoon. So this is a shift in our heart and home from the sort of earthen, I just want to help vibe to the more cardinal air sort of, let's see what's balanced, let's see what would be good for everybody. And the waning gibbous phase of this moon invites us to reflect on how it's gone for the last 3 weeks as we have planned and worked to achieve our goals and hopefully met some of our intentions, short-term or long-term, so that we had something to celebrate. Let's reflect on how that went and use that information to separate out what did work for you from what didn't work for you. And that's because what did work for us, we're going to use as fodder for the new garden come the new moon, and what didn't work is going to eventually have to go. So let's take a look at our legend very quickly, and then we'll get into some interpretation. The sun represents the outer life. This is who you are on the outside, the person that people first get to know when they meet you, and also who you are when you go to work, when you're out in the social and civic life. The moon represents your inner life. This is more about who you are on the inside, what you think, feel, and know, and those people that you keep close to you, those relationships, and also where you are at home. Pluto is the planet that brings about transformation through the high highs and low lows of our experiences. Mars represents the personal initiative, whatever that fire is in your gut that compels you to move forward. Mercury represents the intellect, or your day-to-day thoughts, plans, and communications and the running around you do. Venus is about love and money, or how do you relate to those people and things that you value the most. We've got some trine aspects on the page today. That's very positive, synchronistic, perhaps ideal functioning things happening for us this beautiful day. And we've got a square in here, so potentially a challenge might come up. Ingress is a sign of transition as a planetary body moves out of one sign and into the next. And signs of note on the page today: Aquarius, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Capricorn. Hi, guys. Okay, so as you can see, I've divided the page into 2 columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds its light on our inner life, and its aspects are really short, and so are its transits. So I keep them all on one side together because they have more of an effect on our emotions and our moods and what goes on for us privately on the inside. The sun sheds light on our outer life, and I put all the other planets and their aspects over here as well because they take longer and they have more to do with our outer life, how we go to behave in our outer life. Okay, I'm going to start with the moon today, Central Standard Time, friends. 9:53, we have Moon trine Pluto. So Moon and Pluto, this is one of those deep recall. And when I say recall, I don't necessarily just mean having a memory. I mean gaining an understanding, or, an epiphany, or coming to a sudden realization. Something that's going to transform your outlook. So there's a potential for that at that hour of the day. And I feel like this is a good time for it. Trine is a great time for it anyway, but, with our Venus and Mercury in retrograde, and with the Sun in Aquarius, it's a really good time just to be taking a more rational approach, even to those things that we feel. Aquarius Sun is not a very sentimental feeling vibration anyway. So, maybe you can have this sudden understanding or this deep recall, and be able to look at it in a rational perspective, so that it really helps you to transform your outlook. The uh, the advice I got upon reflection on this was to remain calm in order to get the best results. So if you feel like that deep recall is coming on, or a sudden realization is coming on, don't get excited. Quickly, slowly reach for your pen, write it down. Okay, then at 1:46 p.m., a void, of course, moon makes a square with Mars. And this is initiative in the face of challenges. You got this initiative, this fire, and this is saying it's right here in your heart. The fire is in your heart, okay? Initiative from the heart in the face of challenges. And when you got initiative from the heart and you face challenges, what do? You don't give up, all right? Engage your willpower and take care of business. And then at 4:02, Mercury, the moon makes ingress to Libra. So on thinking about the moon making ingress to Libra, I realize that there is perspective to be gained from studying things and from listening, especially when Mercury is in retrograde. You kind of want to go re-educate yourself a little bit, and perhaps practice some listening skills. Collaboration is the key to everyone's security. And, we are still under the Saturn influence with Aquarius. Under the Saturn influence because it's Saturday too. I love that. And Saturn influence on Mercury there because that's in Aquarius. So, remember that a lot of what we're doing, a lot of what we're going through has to do with our security. And part of the security is maintaining those networks that keep us held up. Then at 10:47 p.m., the moon makes a nice trine with Mercury. And even though Mercury is in retrograde, I think this might be a really ideal kind of situation, because with Mercury in retrograde, we are encouraged more to have a conversation with ourselves before we have a conversation with someone else. And this is really like your emotions and your intellect getting along famously. So let your mind into your heart, okay, and bring yourself some grace and acceptance. This is the good time for this. Just sort of knowing how you feel, and being able to accept and love yourself for that is a huge gift at this hour. And it relates back to this Sun trine moon that is on the solar side of the page. I'll go ahead and describe that. So Sun trine moon is, you know what you want, you know how to get it. These are in harmonic accord with each other, your outer life and your inner life. Your efforts are supported and timely right now, so trust your gut. Yeah, I love that. I love this whole vibration right here. This is beautiful. And it's reflected in the stuff that came before, and the stuff we're about to discuss. In the ongoing column over here, until the 29th. So we're in the last week, friends, of Venus retrograde. We're going to make it. We've been making this review of our commitments, of our own approaches to being in relationship, and of our, of the relationships that we're in, and in our romance, and also in our work life. And now there's some clarity starting to come in, right? Now we've got some deep recall coming in with a little rational approach. Now we're letting our heads into our hearts so that we really know how we feel and we can begin to express it. Okay? Sharper perspective, however, like having a clearer, sharper blade cuts both ways. All right, so we're talking about endings and beginnings here. Some things might come to an end when this is over, and that is a new beginning. And you can take the optimistic view toward that, but understand that it's not necessarily all going to feel beautiful. Okay, so remember self-care. Right. Just always remember self-care, obviously, as a rule, but especially at this time, this last week of Venus in retrograde, as we really sort of feel the culmination of that vibration, and something is going to give. All right. Mercury retrograde through the 3rd. Attention to detail is required at this time, because when Mercury is in retrograde, sometimes we don't know our own thoughts very clearly. Sometimes we get a little mental fog that gets in the way of our ability to even communicate with ourselves. So, if you're working on something that's detailed, that requires wording or numbers or straight lines or anything like that, please pay attention. Pay close attention. All right, and pay attention to the pay attention to the details that aren't just to do with your work too. Pay attention to the details at home and among your friends and loved ones. All right, but persist in spite of any obstacles that are coming up. Remain dedicated to your goals. It just takes a little bit more intentional effort when Mercury is in retrograde to keep moving forward. Do it. All right, so that is today. In the upcoming, we have a lot of stuff coming, and that's just because it's Saturday, and I usually discuss next week with you as well as this week. Tomorrow, the sun is going to go conjunct with this Mercury retrograde fellow, and that's going to be like the deep impact. Okay, that's going to be if Mercury retrogrades are really going to come up and mess with you, I would predict that it'll be like this afternoon through, say, Monday afternoon. So, Monday afternoon. So, be prepared. That's your heads up. And then I believe it's on Monday, Mars is going to go into Capricorn, and Mercury will reach its perihelion, or its closest point to the sun. And then next Tuesday, we have this 3rd quarter moon in Scorpio. That'll be the time when we shift from reflecting into releasing, correct? Correct. And after that, on Tuesday, Mercury retrograde will retrograde itself out of Aquarius and into Capricorn. And then the next day, on Friday, it will make a conjunct with Pluto. And then on Saturday, Venus will go direct. Yay! So that's a whole bunch of stuff coming up. I don't expect you to understand or interpret it all. I just want to give you the heads up that it's going to be a big week ahead. Lots of little waves in the field, friends. Okay. So that is it for the aspects, and I want to thank you for joining me here. Give me a thumbs up or a like or a notification. Notify yourself, or you can comment down below. I check for my comments every day, and I'm always ready to have a conversation. And just click the subscribe button if you haven't already, or send this to somebody that that you think it might resonate with. And now I'm going to throw a tarot card. Now I have a tarot card sitting on the side of the table. It is the 5 of Swords, and that has to do with the 10-degree portion of the year that we are in. the first third of Aquarius. Five of Swords is sort of a lesson learned from where I'm sitting right here. Sort of that, that sharper perspective that cuts both ways. Be careful you don't cut yourself trying to cut somebody else. Okay, so with Sun in Aquarius and these really good vibes going on down here between 9:30 or so and, well, that's a whole day. So it looks like we've got some positive things happening for us today. And still have in mind that Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde is coming up tomorrow, though. So enjoy the good vibes today and, like that, trust your gut and you know what you want and how to get it. Make a timely effort. Okay, here is a card for today. Four of Cups. Four of Cups is kind of a card to me that indicates sort of dissatisfaction. I like this particular deck for this card because you see she's wearing this sweatshirt that says "Over it." So to me, it looks like this person's had enough of what is available to her, and she might be not aware of something new that is on offer, or she knows that it's always available to her and she's not really interested. That's sort of a feeling of dissatisfaction and not really maybe not knowing what you want, but also not getting what you want. And that's how I read this card today. It's funny, though, that if you don't know what you want and then you're in this vibe, maybe you'll have a sudden realization what it is that you do want. Maybe you will see that offer coming in. Keep your eyes peeled, friends. All right, that's it for today. I appreciate you all joining me, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more daily aspects.